Hi, my name is Scott Morris, and today we're at Ashley Furniture Home Store in Merrillville, Indiana. The purpose of this video is to give you insights on how to make a powerful and convincing presentation on bedroom sets. The customer often sees 4 or 5 things when they come into your store. When they look at a bedroom set, they'll look at the finish, the style, the size, but there are a whole host of things that you can help them with that will empower them to make a more informed decision. It's a transference of information. To me, the most important thing is the demonstration in the sale. There are a lot of selling processes and selling parts that you have to master. But if they don't decide to buy the furniture, if you don't sell the furniture, there is not going to be a sale. A person trained me a long time ago who was the very best I've ever seen. His name was John. And John used to say, you should be able to talk about a beanbag for 10 minutes. Your customer needs critical information to make a truly informed decision, and that's where you come in. When they look at the bedroom set, they're going to see 4 or 5 things, but you should see 15 or 20. Not that you can empower everybody with all your information, and it would not be appropriate to give a prolonged pitch to everybody. But it's important that you have it in your repertoire so that you can use it when needed. My saying is, a more informed customer is your best chance for a sale. Why do I say that? The more informed they are, the more comfortable they are with the decision, and the more comfortable they are with you. When you get all systems go, that's when they pull the trigger and go ahead and complete the sale. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the Porter bedroom set, the B697 group. The Porter bedroom set has 2 different beds, as you can see. It has the sleigh headboard, which curves back, but it also has an upright standing panel headboard, which is just a couple inches taller. One thing I would portray to you is that there is a difference in the sizes of the bed in king. For instance, this is about 99 inches long in the sleigh bed that has this footboard and that headboard, the curved headboard, but the panel headboard with the footboard that's straight up and down is only about 88 inches or so. So if you're running into spatial problems, you want to consider the panel headboard, or at least throw that into consideration for the customer. The beds are very important to be able to demonstrate properly. When we look at the storage in the front, you'll see how the drawers are made and how wide they are. This is a king size. The queen size would be just as deep, but it would be a little bit less wide. The ability to store your clothes in there, or perhaps linen, is a really big advantage. You'll hear a word often in the industry, multifunctional furniture. The ability to get 2 uses out of the same space can be very important to a customer. In other words, they not only sleep on the bed, but they're able to store their clothes in it. We're going to go into a few features of the Porter bedroom set. First of all, the finish is their cherry veneers, select cherry veneers, and a dark finish, almost a brown finish. The other thing I would tell you is that there's a lot of detail. Even though this set is not overwhelming with detail, it's got a lot of detail that should be pointed out to the customer. Let us go over here for a second and we'll show you what I mean. Okay? You'll notice here that this top extends beyond the side of the dresser. They call that a profile top. A profile top just makes everything look much more interesting rather than being squared off. Also, on the headboard that's in the back, the taller headboard, there's a crown molding design at the top. That crown molding design is reflected in all of the storage pieces. The nightstand has it, so does the dresser, and so does the chest. You'll notice also the case pieces have a beveled edge. All these little things serve to make the set more interesting, and when you point them out to the customer, they often are very surprised and they appreciate you taking time to give them the details. This drawer front is framed. You see how this looks like almost a picture frame drawer front? That's called a framed drawer front. And this is bronze toned hardware, and the back plate also is bronze tone. When we look at the nightstand, it gives us a lot of understanding. The drawer in the nightstand is not just a single drawer on the bottom, but it's a double drawer. This is a spindle drawer that's felt lined. Very nice for jewelry or delicate items. The top drawer is felt lined as well. ideal for putting, let's say, your glasses in there or maybe jewelry. You'll notice also that the drawers move very smoothly. You can take one finger and pull the drawer out. That's characteristic of Ashley Furniture and the way they make the furniture. When we look at the side, you'll see that this is a black steel side glide. I'm pointing that out for two reasons. One, it is full extension, which means the drawer doesn't just stop there. The back of it comes all the way out so that you don't scrape your hand. But also the black steel side glides are the strongest. They'll withstand 100 pounds of pressure. When we look at the construction here, you'll notice this is called dovetailing. You may have heard that term. That is the strongest furniture construction known. If you spent $10,000 for a bedroom set, that's how the drawers would be made. The drawers are also finished on the inside and out. They're sealed. And that not only looks better, but it keeps you from getting a splinter or a burr or something of that nature, and keeps your clothes from being snagged. But it also does something else. Humidity affects wood. But when wood is sealed like this, it affects it less. So it maintains its look and it won't warp for a long period of time, if ever. The other thing I would tell you is that this is a 5-sided drawer. And you'd say, of course it isn't. There's only 4 sides. However, they make the 4-sided drawer and then put a 5th piece, the front, and bolt it to it. That makes it extra strong. So these are some wonderful characteristics of the Porter bedroom set. Another one is the bun feet, the rounded feet. Bun feet are great because it gives you maximum support. It's a lot better than a tiny narrow leg. If you ever have to move the furniture, that's a great feature. Let us return to the dresser for a moment. The dresser has a nice feature that's hidden. This is called a jewelry tray or a hideaway drawer. No one knows it's there but you. It's also good to know that in the bottom of this dresser, in the middle, there's a 5th leg. This is an all-wood product. It's so heavy that you need extra support in the middle. Be sure to tell customers that, and also have them be mindful if they ever move the dresser to make sure that they're not dragging the middle leg along with it. Concerning another safety feature, this item has a tip restraint, as does all of Ashley Furniture's heavier case pieces. There's a startling statistic. It's approximately 30,000 people a year that get injured from things that topple over on them, like dressers or chests or even TVs that are up high. Especially if you have little ones, it's important to know, if they're hanging on the drawer like this, that they might be able to tip it over, especially if it's like a chest, a taller piece. So Ashley Furniture provides tip restraints. They're little plastic pieces where you secure it to your wall and you secure it to the back of the dresser. Be very mindful of your environment with little ones being around. There are several deaths a year reported from accidents where children just pull on drawers, and that can prevent an accident or at least minimize the damage. When we look at the mirror, you'll notice that it's got a beveled glass around it. It kind of throws light in a more interesting way. It just makes it sparkle a little bit more. The mirror is very securely attached. There are mirror supports in the back. They're about that thick, and they go about that far down the dresser and about that high up on the mirror. Some manufacturers will do one mirror support in the middle, but then that mirror will wobble from side to side. But Ashley Furniture secures it with 4 screws on each side so that those brackets make sure that this is a very sturdy mirror. When presenting bedroom sets, you should always invite the customer in. Don't talk about the features and the benefits while you're standing away from the set looking at it. Invite the customer into your environment. Invite them into the dresser. Don't take the dresser away from them by doing this. Invite them to come in. They should test drive the set. They should pull the drawers open. Another subtle feature that I have realized through the years is when you get a customer in the set in this position and you're explaining things for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and they're intently interested, your chances of getting the sale is about 60%. If they also stand in the mirror and start looking in the mirror, your chances of getting the sale go up to about 90%. So presentation technique, invite them in. And something else I would tell you about presentation, talk with the customers, not at them. Take them on a journey. Demonstrating the product can be fun. And that's where you have a chance to bond with the customer. That's how you set yourself apart. You're showing them that you're different than anybody else. You're not pushy. but you're transferring a lot of knowledge that will help them in many ways, and they appreciate it. What you should be hearing from customers at the end of your presentation all the time is, boy, you've been a lot of help. Thank you for all your help. If you're not hearing that, then you need to go into a little bit more in terms of presenting the merchandise in terms of their needs. We need to talk about a few other things. The nightstand is the most versatile piece in a bedroom set. One important thing to recognize is that most bedrooms don't have a lot of proper lighting. Therefore, the question should come up is, do you need something to put your lamp or lamps on? When you pull that need out of them, they're more likely to see the value of a nightstand. Because the nightstand not only gives you a place to put a light, and if they read in bed, it's very important to have that. It also gives you a place maybe to charge your cell phone, to put a glass of water, your glasses at night. It's very functional, it's very helpful. The nightstand is critical. Sometimes people will say we don't have room for the nightstand. Then you may offer a solution. Say, is there another part of the room you could put it in? Perhaps you could put it in a corner across the room and put a light on it. Also, I've had people explain to me that they get a lot of usage out of this as well. In your entryway when you come into the home, you may want to put it along a short wall, put a mirror above it with a lamp and maybe a basket for your keys where you can store gloves and scarves in it. It's a great place. It doesn't take up much room, and it's another great place to consider a nightstand. If you get a pair of nightstands, then the look in the room is balanced. Not everybody has room to do that. But always encourage the nightstands and to get two if they can. Because if they ever move, they'll kick themselves if they can't get the nightstands later. Not that this set is going anywhere soon, it's an extremely popular seller. But in general, when you're presenting bedroom sets, nightstands are critical to get additional help for the customer in terms of their everyday living experiences. The chest is also important if you have room for that. This group comes with a lower chest called the media chest. It's about this high. And the top panel folds down, and also you got two storage drawers. But where you put the panel, in the panel is where you put your control box for your DVD players or your cable. Storage is very important. You should always ask a customer, how much storage do you need in your bedroom? And also, how big is their bedroom? As a side light, bedroom sets don't get purchased that often. A living room set, you'll go through who knows how many in a lifetime, 3, 4, 5, 10. People like to change the look up, and fabric wears. But when you have a high quality bedroom set like this, it doesn't wear out. So encourage customers to get the better bedroom set if they're looking at two, because once they do, they're usually off the market forever. This is not only a lifetime investment, this is something that can be handed down to the generations. So in presenting bedroom sets, the first thing you should remember is you should pull them into it. The second thing is nightstands become important, even if they can't be used today, perhaps in the future. And also they should get the better bedroom set. Now that sounds like sales talk, but the reality is they may be looking at a bedroom set for $1,000 versus $1,300. The $1,300 bedroom set might be much better. But since it's going to be a lifetime decision, even if they don't use it, maybe they'll put it in a spare bedroom or give it away, it's going to be used forever. So they want to make the right decision the first time. The other thing that you have to consider is what size bedding. Sometimes people will have queen bedding at home now, and they've talked about upgrading to king, and they say, well, we just don't know, let's just go ahead and get the queen. Well, if they go ahead and take the plunge, then they're off the market maybe forever on the bedroom set, and for many, many years on the bedding. People sometimes have to be helped with the insight that you spend 1/3 of your life in bed, and getting yourself set up the right way is the most important thing you can do in terms of home furnishings. So encourage them to get the bed size that they want. Encourage them to get the nightstands if you can. One thing about drawer storage like this is if people get an adjustable bed where the head raises and lowers, you can't use the storage because the adjustable bed has to sit on the ground. You could use it with this bed that has just a normal straight up and down footboard, the top one you could use it with. So bedding is the key. It's the most important thing you put in your home. When I think of bedding, I think of your opportunity to help them. I had a man one time tell me that he had been in back pain for years, 7 years, constant, no relief from his back pain. We took him to a high-end mattress and he laid on it and his back pain went away. So you're advocating in the customer's behalf. Bedding is a health issue, and the reason I'm going into that now is because when they're deciding on the bedroom set, they've also got to consider what size bedding, and do we want to go with the premium bedding or not, or do we want to go with an adjustable base? Sometimes you have to take time to go to the bedding shop to show them your assortment before they can make a decision on the bedroom set. The bedroom set needs to have some decoration. Lamps on a nightstand not only give you light, but they give you balance and style as well. A good thing to ask a customer is, what is above your bed? Because the bed is one of the few focal points in the home. One focal point, of course, is where the TV is, or maybe you've got a dining room china cabinet. That's another focal point. But in the bedroom, the focal point always, it seems, is above the bed or upon the bed. So that's a way to get some add-on accessories such as wall art. But remember this, a bedspread is what sets the whole tone. Even a pretty bedroom set does not pop. Usually it never pops. It's beautiful, it's nice, you like looking at it, it's got nice warm wood grain, but you need to add some color to the equation. So when you're presenting a bedroom set, you should suggest a top of bed or a quilt or a cover for the bed. The total look is extremely important. When they're looking at this set, they're taking it in the context of the setting. The setting has decorations. There's the top of bed, there's a tray, there's some decoration on top of the nightstand. All this goes to help the set look better and be enhanced. So remember, go for the total look. I remember one time, many years ago, John was presenting a living room set. And he was presenting the set, and a couple stopped. And they were listening to him presenting the set to another couple that was sitting on the living room set. Another couple stopped, and another, and another. He had 4 couples sitting there. How important is the presentation to your selling process? I think it is the backbone of it. To make a long story short, when John completed that presentation, he never spoke to any of the 4 people or couples that were standing there. But the first couple said they wanted to buy it, and then the second, and the third, and the fourth. He sold 5 couples. That's how important it is to have a convincing demonstration. Again, you have to talk to customers with them, not at them. That concludes the understanding that's been prepared for you concerning bedroom sets. We will move on in other videos to talk about sectionals and reclining furniture and selecting the right mattress. This has been Scott Morris. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed sharing it with you. Thank you very much.